Welcome, everybody, to the show. Joining us is our co-host and fellow traveler who has arrived
by the skin of my teeth
a mere 2 seconds ago, the Johnny Knoxville of Wargaming, Dan, the Dan Noodles man. Dan, how's it going?
Hey, it's going. I just came back from a Bill Bruford concert.
Oh, cool. How old is Bill Bruford nowadays?
And I was going to say exactly that as something to that age. If you want to see Bill Bruford, catch him now.
Yeah, there was a recent Rick Wakeman tour as well that actually hit this area. I did not go see it.
Yeah, I mean, he's 80 years old, Bill Bruford, and he played for an hour and 15, which I really enjoyed the show. These guys are crazy, seriously, in timing and all that and how they mix their themes. But anyways.
John Anderson managed to keep it together for a good 2 hours.
He never had it together.
Well, the voice is 100% there.
Listen, man, power. That guy must practice something fierce.
Yeah, if you heard him sing when Yes was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that disgraceful organization, he sounded bad. I am pleased to report that he sounds way better now.
Oh, so okay. So that solidifies the fact that it was a monitor problem.
Oh, plausibly, yeah. Or he could have had a strep throat or something. I don't know.
I doubt it very much.
All right, so folks, we have fun and games type of trivia here tonight. Let's see what we're gonna do. Dan sent me this, and I have vetted the questions to eliminate any foolishness. So let's pull this up. We're gonna do this. We keep threatening to do this properly, and it has yet to occur.
Yeah, it's not proper, so don't worry about it.
So Dan, you're going to read the question, and I am going to keep track of the points. Okay. There are no prizes this evening, folks, and that's okay. I don't want to do prizes again until we have a better solution than Jeopardy Labs here, which is fun, but for the way we do this, it doesn't work that well. But it's all about having a good time, right? I mean, it's not about it's not like we're running the Oscars here. So
then you'll never succeed. You will never succeed if you don't shoot for the stars.
You're supposed to shoot for the stars, so a little less loudly than that in my ears with these very cheap new headphones. All right, so what are you drinking there? Harp, Dan? Did I see that?
I'm drinking Guinness.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, it's almost the same thing as Guinness. This is possibly true, and this is, of course, the bragging rights are all about it. You can call yourself a 3-time winner.
Ardy, I still have the prize, the model to send to. I forgot who it was, but I have his address and everything.
So folks, if you won Dan's diorama, reach out to Dan. No enemies here at videotron.ca. I'll put it up in this banner because I have it somewhere.
You doxed me.
Where is the damn thing? Well, it's
with this trivia.
No enemies here, all one word at videotron.ca. So there it is. All right, so let's kick this guy off here by pulling Dan. Pick a category to go first.
Okay, the vastness of space.
The first question is: I vetted these for 100. We'll just do 100.
All right.
I have vetted the science questions for accuracy. If anything screwed up, it's probably on me.
Jupiter's moon Europa has more of this substance than Earth does.
That's right. Christopher Smith, welcome to the show. This is trivia, random trivia. There is some war and history stuff in here too. Dale Brady's got it. Water is in fact the correct answer. Remember, folks, you may not be seeing the comments pop in the same order as I do on your screens. Sorry about that. We're going with what's showing on my screen. So Dale Brady has 100 points and control of the board. So Dale, What is, I want to watch this very badly, actually, but I do not have an Apple TV subscription at this time. So Dale says space for 200. So correct response here.
Am I reading this?
You've already read this, Dan. So we got Dale Brady has first on the board. He's going to go with space for 200 points. A soul is what? Note the indirect article there, I suppose.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
Anybody who has seen a certain movie should know the answer to this question. We need to be specific on here because it's something.
Yeah, you gotta be specific.
Very specific. And I've got Richard Lord has it for 200 points.
Yeah, Dale, I knew you had it, but you screwed up on the words.
Well, he probably just hit enter too fast is what my analysis would be. It is, in fact, what you call a day on Mars. Come
on, Dale, smarten up, for God's sake.
All right, Richard Lord, it is your board. Pick a question and point value. Sorry, I read that. You're supposed to read these, Dan.
What?
The questions.
Well, the guy who won is going to pick the question.
Richard Lord, it is your control of the board. So he wants to take war for 100 points. You ready, Dan?
What two countries were already involved in a military conflict before the beginning of World War II? This should be relatively.
We asked this question last time.
I remember the answer came too easy to me, so maybe yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So Bill from Molotov Cocktail has this one for 100 points and control of the board.
Come on, Dale. I'm rooting for you. You had it. Yeah, you had it. This was easy.
All right. This was so easy. It was on the last one. So at least I assume that's the two countries you picked here because those would be the correct ones.
You know, I want to motivate Dale like the fight there. What do you call it? UFC fighting I saw yesterday. One guy was saying in his corner in the third round, he was saying, I don't want to go out anymore. I don't want to go out. And the coach slapped him.
Oh, that's awesome, actually.
And the guy got up and beat the crap out of the other guy.
All right, awesome. So Bill has selected space again. Dan?
A massive storm that has been raging at least 400 years.
Speaking of raging. It's pretty easy, folks.
You know, my mother's house in Campania is older than that.
Is it? HUN 644 New has it with Jupiter's Great Red Spot. And that is worth 300 points and control of the board. A lot of people are getting this correctly. Italy and
Dale, you gotta be also true. Man. You gotta be quicker.
This is a good point here. Italy and the Soviet Union were both fighting prior to September 1939 as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, be careful here, Dan. Yeah, the Italians were bogged down in Ethiopia at this time. So this is the Great Red Spot on Jupiter. And HUN 644, you have control the board. You have picked space for 400 points.
What shape is the universe thought to be?
I debated fixing this one, but I left it as you had it.
I didn't double check, and I thought it was strange, and I thought it would curry conversation.
The answer here, Perfidious Albion, is because people have been looking at it for 400 years. All right, we've got Mr. Science Guy himself here. Richard Lord has the first correct. So if I was going to fix this, I would have asked what topology is the universe thought to be, because that's more accurate. But at the same time, I didn't feel like changing it. So Richard Lord has another 400 points. Richard, that puts you solidly in the lead with
tomato, man. Tomato.
And you have, yes, this is true. It has been around probably for quite a bit longer than that. It is starting to shrink, though, over the last century or so. All right, Richard Lord, it is your control of the board. So pick a question and point value. It is, whoops. The answer is indeed flat. It would be equally correct to say what geometry is the universe, but all right. Let's see here. I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed anything. Richard Lord, it is your call. That space for 400. For 400's picked, you got to pick 500.
Richard, listen closely. How many exoplanets have been discovered? How many exoplanets have been discovered? Richard, those words, ruminate them in your head.
Yeah, but like how
there
many?
He goes again.
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. Did you actually like Google how many exoplanets have been discovered?
No.
I'm going to. Let's see what AI says. The official tally surpasses 6,000 as of September 2025. So I think Mike's trying to get himself banned here. We will put up with it though. All right. So Danny, no, over 3,000. Technically, this is accurate. I think we're saying Dale Brady gets it for over 3,000. He's and it was probably 3,010 years ago when The Last of Us looked here. It's not like anybody else is vastly close. So we're giving it to Dale Brady. That's 500 points. It gives you 600 points to control the board. Dale, give us a question.
Come on, Dale. Don't embarrass me.
And a points value. Nobody's ever really totally run away with this thing when we've done it. Dale picks war for 200.
Dale, please listen. Don't freak me out here, okay?
This is super easy. Go ahead.
You're talking, Ardy. Ardy, you're talking. Not good. Dale's, what country sent reinforcements in the form of Division Azul to aid Germany in its World War II attack on the Soviet Union? I didn't know that question, Ardy.
You didn't ever hear about the Spanish Blue Division that there have been entire war games made about?
No, actually, no.
Okay, well, now you know. So, folks, we have the first correct answer here is Shardenzar for 200 points. You have control of the board. So give us a next question.
Who took it?
Shardenzar.
Damn it.
And a lot of people got this correctly, though.
I just thought about it. I mean, logically, they owed the Germans something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was. I think it was pretty much a volunteer unit, to be honest about it, and they fought pretty well at Krasny Bor.
The Germans helped the Spaniards in the Spanish Civil War.
That's true. They did.
So you know what I mean? It's like
I'm not sure that had that much to do with it, actually. But it certainly gave Franco something to say. Here, we're going to put this volunteer division together for you, and please leave us alone.
I'm sure they were volunteers.
All right, we're going to do 300 war for 300 per Shardenzar. Here we go. Dan, you ready?
Yeah. This operation included the Battle of Changsha.
This is something I've replaced. So,
right, because I don't remember that.
Let's see if anybody knows this. It's not that hard, but most of us are not familiar with this campaign, which HUN 644 has correctly identified as Operation Ichigo. So HUN 644, that gives you 600 points as well, and control of the board. We have a three-way tie right now for 600 points between Dale Brady, Richard Lord, and HUN 644. So HUN, give us a new question. Let's get back from here. The fact that I have to keep punting between screens is actually kind of a pain. Also, correct. This was kind of the last serious attempt to like make big substantive gains in China.
I'm there with you there.
We're waiting for a new question. So HUN, give us another. Pick a question. Cooking for 100. I see it now.
Mark Herman's here.
Well, Dan, read the question.
Oh, I was smitten by Mark Herman.
Of course you were. I mean, it's
Okay, so
everyone.
here goes. Merengue is popular as a baked topping for baked goods and as a cookie in its own right. Of what primarily is merengue made?
What the fuck is merengue? What is it? A salsa dance of some kind?
Well, we call it meringue.
Yes, everyone calls it meringue.
Yeah,
Mr. Mark Herman is here. Mark, thanks for stopping by. First question, first correct answer on my board is egg white HUN644 takes cooking for 100, which puts you in the lead with 700 points. So pick a new question. Merengue.
Come on, Mark Herman. Let's see what you can do.
That's like an old buddy of mine was playing D&D back in the day. He was 12 and I was 12, but I knew how the word grimoire was pronounced, and he didn't. He pronounced it grimoire.
I like that.
Anyway. All right. So obviously that is, let's pick this question. That is egg whites. We're all over the place. We're going to take war for 500. Is our next
he's
question.
going hot. He's going hot, hon.
Here's another good one too.
This general commanded French forces during the Syria-Lebanon campaign of 1941. A question that I did not put there, if I remember.
I did.
Thank you. Hans says Leclerc.
It is not Leclerc.
Danny's being facetious. He's calling it Hong Kong.
Rob Taylor says Pepe Le Pew.
You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah, we got this kind of more or less Jeopardy type XO thing going on here. I'm not sure anybody actually knows it.
Let's be serious. Mark is in the house, for God's sakes.
Mark is in the house. We got to be serious. Inspector Clouseau. That's a good one. That Vichy, for clarity, it is Vichy. I will provide that clue. I'm not sure there were any. There might have been a small number of Free French fighting in that campaign too. All right, so looks like this is a big blank on everybody. I might have been trying a little too. Whoops, I might have been trying a little too hard. This is Henri Dents.
Okay, why don't you just leave my answer there? I mean, my question, whatever.
In charge of the French forces in the Levant, which turned into the main guy there. So here we go. So nobody got that. We're going back to who had the last one? Who had the last one? Hold on. HUN644. I think you had the last one. So go ahead and pick a new question for us.
Well, hold on. Perfidious Albion did Vichy or French?
I said Vichy.
Oh, yes. Right. Got you.
All right. HUN644 picks war for 400 points. Dan?
What English mathematician created a machine that helped to decrypt the Enigma codes?
Everybody ought to know this, too, to be completely honest about it.
And then, what did the British do to thank him? They castrated him.
Chemically. But he ended up committing suicide over it. So, all right. So the first correct answer is HUN644 has it again. That puts you 1,000 points and control of the board. So pick another question. Whoops. Alan Turing was the man.
See, Mark.
So, there's been movies about that too. Don't you watch movies, Dan?
Yeah.
Didn't you? What was that movie with Benedict Cumberbatch as?
It was called. I loved that movie. It was called The Imposter.
No, that's not what it's called. That might have been about Turing too. But all right, H1644 selected cooking for 500. Let's see what Dan has for us here.
What fruit has varieties called Bartlett and Anjou?
He had to slip some French in there.
Anjou.
Oh, all right. This is a face. Dale Brady is probably the youngest person here because he is super fast on that keyboard. So Dale gets 500 points, giving him 1,100 points. Control of the board. He is now in the lead. So, but everybody ought to know this. Has no one? Gosh darn it! Has no one been to a grocery store before?
The shop heard around the world.
All right, let's hope that we have something a little harder. I was very pleased with Henri Dance music for 100. This is something Dan ought to know about. I didn't monkey with these, except I fixed a typo.
These two notes were used repeatedly in which ones of Beethoven's symphonies?
The Imitation Game. That was what it was.
Yeah, there you go. That was pretty close.
I mean, all right, Richard Lord. What? No. Yep. We're working it out here, folks. 644.
That's easy.
It is a fifth. So that's worth 100 points, which gives you 1,100 points and control of the board. So pick a question for us. I could use a fifth too. I'm looking for a bottle of scotch. By the way, we'll talk about that after we're done here. That's not scotch. That's Japanese whiskey. Japanese whiskey is different from scotch. Our next question is cooking for 400. So let's take that.
Oh, hey. Oh, what is the Pillsbury Doughboy's real name?
I admit I had not bothered to ever remember this. There was no file envelope. Oh, look, we got Richard Lord, who is the trivia master this evening. Look at that. I didn't look at the question. So Poppin' Fresh is the name of the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Okay, let's grab
you another 400 points, which puts you at 1,100 points. We have a three-way tie between Dale Brady, Richard Lord, and HUN.
Does 164 new live next to you? Huh?
Not that I'm aware of.
God, he's managed.
So, Richard, it is your call for the board. So pick us a new question. Music for 400.
Phil Collins sang backup/lead for what band?
This is too easy. Yep, HUN644 has the fastest fingers in the West here, so we're giving it to him. So this is worth 400, bringing HUN up to 1,500 points, which is probably some kind of record, but I also remember the first album, which I think is a little bit underrated. It's certainly not their best album, but From Genesis to Revelation is a really good album. And
you know what? You got to do some magic mushroom when you listen to that.
Well, I haven't tried that, Dan, but perhaps someday we will do. H1644 says this was too. God damn it! This was too easy, Genesis. It is obviously Genesis, folks. We're doing cooking for 300.
Which fruit, hun, is sometimes referred to as the alligator pear?
Oh, look at that. How about that? Mark Herman, yes, we'll make it happen. We will totally make that happen. So this is, of course, the avocado. And that's HUN644, and I just randomly clicked on it. So he's got 1,800 points, which is proof that he has super duper fast fingers.
No, I mean, something's wrong. The guy he's not human.
Yeah, me, it's the questions are too easy. That's what it means. So HUN, give us another question.
Yeah, bloody hell.
I should have you run the board, actually. So cooking for 200.
I have no control over this. Nothing.
No, you don't. Dan.
Am I supposed to read this?
Yes, you're supposed to read this.
Which fruit was classified as a vegetable for tax purposes after a 1893 Supreme Court ruling?
Dale Brady is fastest gun in the West on this one. The tomato. The great and glorious tomato, which was not introduced to Italian food until like 400 years ago. Which is
I know what you're doing, Dale. You're pacing yourself.
All right, so that brings Dale up to 1,300 points and control of the board. So Dale, pick us a question. Rob Taylor, of course, remembers the Reagan era classification where they tried to classify ketchup as a vegetable.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
That's moronic. That's moronic.
It's in the Illuminati card game. What can I say? All right, we're doing anything goes for 100.
Which dog breed was traditionally kept by monks in the Swiss Alps to find lost travelers? Dale, come on!
I'm wondering more if someone is going to take the opportunity to take the obvious stab here rather than answering the question. But the first people to answer the question, is once again HUN644. No, I guess we've got there may be a lag situation where he's actually upstairs or something. I don't know. So
maybe he's
100. So that's 1,900 points for HUN. So give us it is. I'm sure I didn't even look at this, but I assume this is
already chose
because that's what they're famous for after all. So is that in drooling, large quantities of drooling, which helps to rehydrate stranded travelers in the snowy Alps?
Yes, of course.
Music for 500. How hard is this one?
Moondog is a.
I don't know what you're even referring to here, to be honest.
Moondog is a.
Let's see if anybody knows this. I feel like question space. We've got some great ones here, folks. Space Poodle, drummer, singer, bird sog, whatever that is, spoon hog, drummer. Yes, tomatoes are from the nightshade family. That is part of the reason why they thought they were poisonous.
He did play drums.
Who are we even talking about here?
Okay, Moondog was a musician, but his primary role was he used to stand around New York. I don't know what avenue, dressed as a Viking.
Okay.
And this guy was a bit of a genius.
Okay, so does this individual, this itinerant hobo, like make records?
Yes, you can. Yes, as a matter of fact.
Or to perform with a band that I would have heard of, perhaps?
Many bands played his music and recorded it. Just type Moondog in Spotify.
All right, I might check that out. What kind of music is it?
Sir. You might discover something. Was he a busker?
It sounds like some kind of crazy jazz fusion type thing.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. I'm trying to get into. I'm doing my best to get into Jeff Beck at the moment.
I could never get into Jeff Beck. I don't know why.
I'm finding it a bit challenging when he's like playing with the Yardbirds or something like that. It's fairly. In fairness to Dan, this is a 500-point question. So I think whoever picked this Seabiscuit of a question was HUN644. So nobody gets this one. I think nobody said composer anyway. But I don't know enough about this individual to tell you.
Actually,
like anything.
I hope you do get to listen to this guy, Ardy, because you'll discover something you kind of never really heard of. Like,
how familiar are you with Sun Ra?
He came to my school.
Oh, okay. So you're familiar with the great.
Yes,
Sun Ra.
I am. Yes, I am.
Acid space jazz. It's
fantastic.
Neat.
Fantastic.
All right. So anything for 500 is the pick.
Which city was the first modern Olympic Games held? The modern.
My grammar is twitching at this. This is a sentence fragment. HUN644 has gotten it correct. It is Athens, of course, because everybody knows this. So that's going to be 2,400 points for HUN. Apparently, he's got really good internet. So what's your internet service provider? Because they're doing a fine job this evening.
What, you got a T5 line or something?
I don't know. Yes. Well, that's the next Olympics is who hands the biggest suitcase full of money to the
Seriously,
IOC.
Man. Seriously. Sheboygan.
They should have the Olympics in Sheboygan, actually. Richard Lord, you're doing okay. All right, HUN644, give us another question, please. Anything for 400.
Which British chef ran a 3 Michelin-starred restaurant called The Fat Duck?
I don't know who this is, but if
Yes.
this is who I think it is, I'm going to be very disappointed because this is too easy.
Was that the guy? Are you thinking of the guy who had to shut down his restaurant because of sickness?
That was Wolfgang Puck, and he's not British. If you see the answer here, tell me, Dan, because I don't remember who the answer is.
Yes, I know the guy.
Yes, has anyone answered it correctly?
Yes, Jonathan 7395. Yeah,
Heston Blumenthal. Okay,
what a name, huh? He must have had a great childhood.
Credit to Dan. Dan did not cock this up because, however, the first, let's see, I got Jonathan Dyer coming in first with that. So, Jonathan, you are on the board for 400 points. This was good. I thought this was just going to be Gordon Ramsay, and I was going to say, like, what the fuck? He's the only British chef anybody's ever heard of because their food is generally not that good, other than like the two other guys, but you've managed to find one of the two other guys. So good for you, Dan. Good work. All right, so back to the board. 4 questions left. Jonathan Dyer, pick a question, please.
Come on, Dale.
I have a vague awareness, very vague awareness of who Heston Blumenthal is.
Yeah, he looks like an accountant.
Is he the guy with the shaved head?
No.
No, okay, I might be thinking of somebody else. I don't know.
He might be.
It's not like there's that many famous British chefs to talk about. So,
no, he might be. Which country is a Florentine steak from?
Florentine?
Hans got it. Son of a beast.
All right, hold on. This is actually really easy. HUN644 has the first in on this. It is obviously from Italy. I know this because when my brother was going to Florence, I said, you got to eat here. And he did. And he said it was an experience unlike he has ever experienced elsewhere. So if you like your steak blue, this is the thing. All right, so that's HUN644, who now has a sphincter tightening 2,700 points.
This guy, he knows how to play me.
All right, so give us another question, Mr. Hun.
Music for 300.
All right, music for 300.
What's better than roses on the piano?
I explicitly checked these just to make sure that it wasn't something I was going to get demonetized over. Again.
David Poitier, blam!
All right, so tulips on an organ, fluoride toothpaste. Mike's kind of right here, actually. So Rob Taylor comes in with the. Wait a minute, that's the last question. Tulips on an organ. I don't even know enough about music to even vet this. I don't know what Dan is even talking about. It's like he's speaking. It's like he's speaking Sanskrit.
It's a riddle. It's a joke. It's a play on words.
Okay, so I'm giving this to Dave Poirier.
Seriously?
We're just doing. Remember, folks, there's no money here. We're just doing this for fun.
Did Dale get it?
Yes. Well, he said tulips, which I'm going to take.
But it's Dave Poirier. It's not Dale, for God's sakes. This is Dale the
I think Dale's got this in the bag at this point. I don't think there's enough points on the board to come back to that. So, Dave, give us a new question, please. See, that's the thing, is I don't even know whether this is a question or a joke or what the Dan's even talking about. There's an excellent. I will not take this bet, Manders, just for the record. Dan says music for 200. Let's see what crazy harebrained thing Dan has for us now.
This was Bach's preferred instrument. JS, that is. JS
What do we
Bach.
really? I'm going to be Jordan Peterson for a moment. What do we really mean by preferred? Do we mean that he expressed some special affinity to this particular instrument, or do we only mean that it's very prominent in many of his best known pieces?
Let's just say that he was very proficient on this instrument.
Well, nobody's going to argue with you on that. HUN 644 gets it.
That's right.
The organ. That's probably Dan's joke on this. It's an organ joke.
No, the other one was a joke. But did you know Bach could play faster with his feet on the bass pedals, and some people could play with their hands on the manuals?
I did not. We have 200 points left on the board, folks. But that wasn't it.
What is the capital city of Canada? Don't piss me off.
Isn't it Toronto?
Will you shut up? Stonewall! Oh, hun! You son of a beast!
I'm sure it's all. Yep.
Stonewall! Yep. Jesus!
All right. Well, the great thing is that we've displayed here this evening is the fact that we've got such a high caliber of audience here. The people watching this show are so brilliant that we didn't have to Google shit. Nobody had to Google anything tonight. So
what's the Greek word for shit? What's the ancient Greek word for shit?
Shit? I don't know. I haven't learned it yet. I know like 6 Greek words so far, Dan, and one of them is the word for the. So
you want to learn about the society, learn how they swear.
All right. Well, yeah, I could probably dig up some memory of Latin profanity, but admittedly, the Romans were actually quite good at profanity. So that one went to Dave Perrier as well for 200 points. So the final points tally is, let's see if we can do this in order.
I hope everybody had fun.
I don't want to do that. I'll give you the top 3. How about that?
The other way. Love of my labor.
With 1,300 points, we have Dale Brady. With 1,100 points, we have Richard Lord. And at 2,900 points, we have tonight's winner, HUN 644, the fastest fingers on the internet, apparently, and very good ping times, as far as I can tell. So that's that. Anyway, Dan, I'm looking for a bottle of scotch that I could buy in Ohio, and I'm failing.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. I mean, I it would be optimal if I could try something new or
no. You're in Ohio.
Well, I'm in Ohio, so that's potentially a problem. But there's plenty of scotch I haven't tried. That's not like that obscure, right? But I've been to 5 liquor stores in the last week, and I haven't found a thing that's worth my not for scotch. I've seen some attractive bourbons and stuff, but I haven't pulled the button on any of that. I think it is banned to transport liquor through the mail in Ohio, at least. Several of the places I've looked at where you can buy, they do sell online. They will not ship to Ohio. Otherwise, I would probably just buy something from Binny's and call it a day.
Not us. Us, we can ship anything by mail.
Apparently, yeah. Ooh. Yes, it is. This is, in fact, the traditional technique when one wants to find some booze that you can't get in Ohio, which is a lot of stuff, is you drive to Kentucky or Illinois are your best bets.
Ardy, why don't you slap your taste buds around and go Irish?
Interestingly, one of the liquor stores I visited did have a pretty nice selection of Irish whiskey, and I thought about it. I'll go back if it comes to that. So,
I mean, I never tried an Irish whiskey that was remotely harsh.
I I haven't had Bushmills since the 90s, and that is probably, at least to some extent, before I was a
bit
whiskey
more
drinker.
higher end, eh? A bit higher end.
So, well, this was like the basic regular Bushmills, to be fair. I do like Jameson quite a bit. I had a Jameson Special Reserve one time that was mind-blowingly good. So,
I mean, they invented whiskey.
yeah, Pennsylvania is also similar, and so is Indiana. It's lame. I don't know. Mongo, are you volunteering for Compass Expo in November to be the person that sends me tons and tons of photographs and a list of games that got played? Because that would be cool. You actually might be able to do this, but I gotta find a worthy bottle first, right?
Jeez, you sounded like the New York actor there. More cowbell. What's his face?
The Christopher Walken.
You sounded like Christopher Walken.
Bill, you want to go to Binny's Beverage Depot in the Chicago area. They are all over the Chicago area. They are only really found within a certain mile radius of Chicago, and they are a place where you can get cool stuff. So this is correct, Agray Day. You have to go to an Ohio liquor store. Now, a lot of times that is inside a grocery store, but sometimes it's a standalone liquor store.
So it's run by
Ohio.
the state?
Not really anymore. It depends. It used to be, though. My uncle actually worked for the Ohio Liquor Control people, and the stores were run by the state. They were operated by the state, and if you worked in one, that's what has kind of happened. But what has happened is then they give liquor licenses for the liquor department, and you have to. I don't know. I would assume that the fella in Giant Eagle selling me booze is just a Giant Eagle employee, though. So I don't know what all the legal details are. All I can tell you is it's Ohio, and we have a lame selection of anything, with the possible exception of bourbon. I can get a pretty good selection of bourbons.
You know, man, I've lived in Canada all my life. So the first time I went to the States, I went to Asbury Park, New Jersey. And as soon as we parked the car, I said, okay, let's go get some beer. Let's go get something, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm walking around and there's like nothing. So I asked someone, hey, where can I get some beer here or some booze? And he goes, it's a dry county. And I thought the guy was nuts because it just rained last night. So he's saying it's a dry county. I never heard that. Dry county. Are you crazy?
Mm-hmm. As Dan Webb points out, if your Costco's in your state can sell booze, the chances are you can get decent booze for a very good price at Costco. The Costco's in Ohio are not permitted to sell booze, unfortunately.
Yes, the Costco sells booze, but the federal, or I should say provincial, liquor commission here has huge depots where you can buy booze for good price.
Yeah, well, first of all, I strongly, in the strongest possible terms, recommend against anybody watching this stream from drinking this poisonous swill.
I agree.
Mad Dog is an acceptable beverage as long as you are under a certain age, and I suspect our entire audience is well over that age.
What the hell is Mad Dog?
Mad Dog is a fortified wine. It is fucking nasty. It is a barf in a bottle, man. That's what it is. And when it comes out, it's the same lurid Dayglow green as when it went in. It is gross.
Is it as bad as Manischewitz?
I've never had Manischewitz, actually. Manischewitz is not the same thing at all. Manischewitz is like a devotional beverage, right? Yeah, there are distilleries in Ohio. There's Middle West Spirits. There's Watershed Distillery. Both of those are in Columbus, and I think there's one up here in there's the Cleveland Distillery that does the Cleveland whiskey, but that's like the used water that comes out of your washing machine. I don't recommend that either. I don't know what Dan's doing here. Yeah, again, you can't get that. You can't get booze in Trader Joe's or Costco here, unfortunately. Yeah, this is true. There, I think it's not just Jack Daniels too. There's a number of Kentucky distilleries that are in dry counties. There's more dry counties in Kentucky than there are in Ohio. There are a few in Ohio, but $2 Chuck. There we go. There we go. When the money's tight, it's a Wiedemann night, as we used to say.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, same deal at Costco. But usually Costco, you'll end up buying a big bottle, but it'll say Kirkland Signature, Scotch or whiskey, bourbon or whatever. But it will be a reputable brand. Like for bourbon, it might be a Maker's Mark or a Woodford Reserve or something like that, at a very good price for that size bottle. And for Scotch, they've been known to do Macallan, and that's by far the cheapest place to get Macallan if you can.
Cheap being a relative word.
Yeah, I looked at the Macallan just to see what the price was, and it seems to be hovering around $85 for a 750 milliliter bottle of the regular Macallan 12 sherry oak cask stuff, which is great stuff. I just think $85 is a little rich for it.
Judgy.
And do I still have any Macallan? Yes, I'm pleased to report that I still have Macallan. Up until relatively recently, you couldn't just go to a grocery store or gas station in Pennsylvania to buy beer. You had to go to a beer barn where beer was only sold by the case. They changed that 10, 15 years ago, something like that. Ooh, Wild Irish Rose. That is the park bench your decomposing corpse will be found under after you drink up the whole bottle of that nasty stuff. There's a place called Total Wine in Madison, Wisconsin, or in or near Madison, Wisconsin. When we went up to Noble Night, we stopped there, and I walked out of there with a bottle of Lecheg, which is one of my favorites that I simply cannot get here in Ohio. And a bottle of Lagavulin 16, which I can get in Ohio, but it was about $15-20 cheaper there than it was in Ohio. So,
but it's still expensive, man.
I do think that Lagavulin, the 16 specific. So yeah, it's expensive, but it is 16 years old. So bearing that in mind, it's really not that bad of a price. If you were to look at a Glenfiddich 15, for example, the price is fairly comparable, plus or minus $10.
Man, you know,
and I think the Glenfiddich 15 is of the standard expressions that Glenfiddich does. I think the 15 is the best buy because it's very good and it's cheaper than the 18, considerably cheaper than the 18.
What's a ham beer?
Hams. It was a brand of beer back in the day. It was a competitor with Schlitz, as I recall. If you remember Schlitz. Lagavulin 8 inexplicably is, I think, more expensive than the 16. I'm not sure why. But they may produce a lot less of it. If you're a real peat person, I've never had Lagavulin 8. If you're a real fan of the peatiness of Lagavulin, you might really like Lagavulin 8 because less age means mellower, more age means mellower peat. The peat kind of tends to flatten out after a while. That's why a lot of the really heavily peated things that you've heard of, like Ardbeg and Kalila and some other ones like that, are usually no more than 10, 12 years old. All right.
Schlitz is closing down, man. Schlitz.
I wish we had. I'll tell you what. What are we doing on time? Yeah, we got plenty of time. So I go off to college. I'm 19 years old. I go off to college, and I'm at the Ohio State University, and it's a big deal. And there's some partying happening. So the people in the dorm are like, yeah, we're going to this off-campus party. We're going. You want to come? So we go to this off-campus party. There's like 8 of us there, and we're 19-year-olds. We'll drink anything, okay? Because we can't go in and get it. So whatever you throw our way, we'll pretty much consume, including many of the fine libations that have been mentioned in the chat so far. This is the learning period where you learn what to drink and what not to drink. So we get to this party, and it's an off gas. So we head to the keg, and we're like, yeah, cool. We all pour ourselves the big red Solo cups of this beer out of the keg. First time I've ever had keg beer, as far as I can remember. And we're all standing there with the cups, and we look at the keg, and we're like, what is this stuff? Hudipole Gold from the Hudipole Distillery Brewery in Cincinnati, a
That sounds
distillery
good.
that was sold to Sam Adams, and I think made Sam Adams after that. We took one sip of this, and all 8 of us threw the cups on the ground and left. That's how bad Hudipole Gold was, folks.
Really?
It was terrible. Terrible.
You know, I hated those learning days when you have to learn how to drink when you're like 12.
Yeah, so this can be confusing because there was an actual Port Charlotte distillery that closed down decades ago, and there you could still kind of on the secondary market, you might still be able to find some original Port Charlotte stuff. Nowadays, this is more or less a brand from Bruichladdich, which is the most Scottish of Scotch distilleries because you become more Scotch just by saying the word Bruichladdich. So, and I have not had this, but I have had Bruichladdich, and it's good. The regular stuff is good. I haven't tried the Port Charlotte though.
Isn't that a cat call in Scotland? Hey, Bruichladdich.
I don't think so. What was? Oh, this is probably a good question. This would have been a good trivia question, Dan. What was the name of the beer?
I don't know, but Mongo FX said shots.
I think it was Shots beer, actually. I think that's right. Iron City, that was from Pittsburgh. I never had it. Stroh's was a real beer. I remember the commercials. That's how old I am, folks. This guy's walking through the desert and the sand is blowing and he's all parched and he's covered in like tattered rags and he's all sunburned and he comes across a guy on a camel. He says, "Sir, would you like, you look terrible. Would you like some water?" And he turns to the man on the camel and says, "No, thanks. I've really had a taste for some Stroh's."
Jesus.
So,
you know, Pabst, I can't do Pabst anymore.
For the kind of beer it is, I think Pabst is above average. I won't drink it on purpose.
Really?
Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Bloody hell.
For like standard American pissy lagers, Pabst is just as good as any of the other ones, to be honest.
Man, even our standard pissy stuff is way better than your average American beer, man.
Well, you know, it's not like it's difficult to find good beer in the United States, even in Ohio.
I'm talking about low beer that's been around for 300 years, and it's like Molson's or 50s or Labatt's, you know.
Well, remember, we don't have any breweries that were around for 300 years because we shut them all down in Prohibition.
See what I'm saying?
Some of them actually did continue to do things, but that was real limited. Major Green asked about Billy Beer. You remember Billy Beer, Dan?
No.
Huh. There's a new feature here in StreamYard where it notes which ones are questions, at least if they have question marks in them. What's the? I mean, Budweiser is your like typical American. American light lager.
I'm having a Bud now, and it ain't like your Bud at all. At all.
All right, I'll have to take your word for that because I would honestly rather not have a beer if I got to drink Budweiser. I'll drink water instead.
That's how bad your Bud is, eh? Jesus.
But the same thing is true of Miller, Michelob, all those things. And I used to drink all of those at one point. I went through a phase where I drank Budweiser. I went through a phase when I drank Miller. I went through a phase when I drank Michelob.
Every time I drink Michelob or Miller, I get a headache.
And they really all suck. Ice beer gives me a headache. Reliably gives me a headache. I prefer to stay away. Honestly, I don't drink beer very much anymore though, because it's too filling, right? So good call on Budweiser's advertising campaign. Tastes great, less filling, because that's the thing. I don't think that's really true. I don't think it's much less filling, but.
Mm-hmm.
I will also tell you that like the average regular beer that you just go and get whatever they're drinking at the bar is better in Mexico than it is in the United States too. But again, most good places, even a decent restaurant will have, or even a lot of crappy bars will have something good. I don't know, Mark.
The low life gives me a headache. I wanted to like Miller. It didn't work.
I do remember some people getting irritated with me when I was drinking Michelob in Milwaukee. I remember that. So,
you know, the only beer that's available, like at cons that I've been to, was that if I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, Yingling.
Yingling, yeah,
Yingling. That's the only beer that's available.
Where?
Well, at WBC.
Well, Yingling's okay. There's nothing wrong with Yingling.
I'm just saying.
So there was a certain, like Coors in a certain era, there was a mystique surrounding Yingling beer because you could only get it in Pennsylvania, and they made a real big deal about it when it was finally became available here in Ohio without bringing it from Pennsylvania. And you know what? It's good beer. It's good. If I could have, I like Sam Adams. It's good beer. It's not my favorite beer. It's not the best beer, but it's good.
I like Sam Adams.
I like Sam Adams too.
And why is it called Yingling? That's got to be German.
Presumably, it's tied into some aspect of German history somehow in Pennsylvania.
Because it sounds Chinese.
Turk says has plenty of gaming tale thanks to retirement. Congrats on that. And he's starting to learn GBACW with By Swords and Bayonets, which is awesome. I do have a unboxing video coming on next Thursday, for this coming Thursday, for the latest release in the series, 3 Days of Gettysburg Deluxe Edition, which is very large.
Look at Perfidious Albion. I didn't know that because I do drink Tsingtao.
Yeah, the good beer in Mexico is also, the German immigrants came and brought that there. So, big shock. Germans make pretty good beer. The British make pretty good beer. The Belgians make really good beer. The Germans make good beer. The Austrians make good beer. I've had a couple of Russian beers, which were all right. The Scots, the Irish, obviously, they make excellent beer. And as Perfidious Albion mentioned, Tsingtao was where the Germans had a presence in China.
I did not know that.
After World War I, they didn't anymore. So,
have you ever had a real Pilsner, Ardy?
Yeah, I'm sure that I have. It's a common enough style, like a good one. Yeah, at like a microbrewery or something like that. There was a microbrewery in Columbus that had a really good Pilsner, really good Hefeweizen too. I was usually getting the Hefeweizen. Gordon Biersch was the name of the place. This was a chain with at least 2 locations in Cleveland and Las Vegas. And I ate at both of them, or Columbus, I should say. The one in Columbus is long gone now. I don't know if the chain exists anymore. So, this is an educational program first and foremost, folks, and we hope that you are entertained by Dan's crazy antics in the meantime. Wow. Yeah, that was the joke of in Smokey and the Bandit. Actually, was they were going to ship cores to, I don't know, Mississippi or somewhere like that, where you couldn't get it in most of the country. That, of course, is not true now. And I prefer British IPAs to American IPAs.
But yeah.
Because American IPAs tend to be over-hopped to the point of being totally unbalanced.
Thank you very much.
Now, there are exceptions, though. The Dogfish Head down in Delaware makes some really good IPAs. Yeah, so I would point you at that.
It doesn't decap your tongue.
I don't know what that even means, but
meaning that it's so hoppy you can't even open your mouth after.
Well, it's not less hoppy, but it's better balanced because they put a lot of malt in it too. So, how much ASL is enough? This is a great question. He's rapidly approaching it with MMP's releases. Could be a good topic for a show. Which gaming system? I mean, to be honest about it, ASL has had enough since the 90s. But there's also the availability problem, right? Where, there's a thing called Doom Battalions out there that's like the last piece of the puzzle, or it wasn't Doom Battalions, it was Armies of Oblivion. That's like the last piece of the puzzle, but it was out of print for a long time and it was hard to get. At this point, I've pretty much reached the point with ASL that I'm not really buying. I will sometimes buy the Special Ops magazine, get the scenarios in those. I will sometimes buy the action packs.
ASL, Ardy?
I have been playing ASL since the early 90s. But I got rid of stuff. I got rid of all my original stuff. Then I got a bunch more stuff. And then I got rid of all that. And then I bought more stuff again. And that I'm not getting rid of. It's just not going anywhere. I've got whatever I need. I've got it. It's not necessarily all organized, but if we want to play the Guards Counterattack, I got everything I need. So, did Georgie get his clip? Is Georgie feeling okay after his trauma?
Today was a good day. Today was a good day.
Yeah. That'll settle him down a little bit. And you want to do that too, because he's much less likely to piss in the corner.
If you my sister who works at the SPCA says, because I was asked, why did you cut off his nuts if he's an indoor cat? Well, saves a lot of problems. So we had now for males, it's a little different, and this is a dog, not a cat, but the same kinds of things can happen. I will give you two stories to wrap the show up with. One is Tiberius, who is a small Yorkie, unfixed, who was wandering around the neighborhood, humping everything in sight. And we searched around. We couldn't find an owner. There was no chip or anything like that. So we ended up keeping him. My in-laws have him now, and he humps everything in sight. He's like 10 years old. He's going to town all the time. And they never fixed him, and we didn't have him that long. Our Stella, we didn't fix Stella either. We had to put Stella to sleep about a month ago. Sorry, Ardy.
On camera, I told you, but I didn't tell.
Yeah, I know. It still hurts.
Stella was not fixed either, and we just kind of never got around to it until she had a problem, and we had to take her to the vet, and they had to have that entire system of organs removed for the low price of approximately $6,000.
Oh my God.
Highly recommend getting your animals fixed, folks. Highly recommend. The only reason not to is if you are breeding them, they will be healthier, they will be better adjusted. Perhaps humans might try this technique at some point, and maybe that'll solve some problems that we've had. So the player's aid was, I think it was the player's aid for Bloodreef Taro, I think, was released when Bloodreef Taro was actually still in print. And I think MMP might even still have copies of this. I don't know. I do have it. I had the player's guide long before I had the game.
You know, Dave Poirier, did you know Bob Barker was sleeping with one of the chickies?
Okay. I think it was more than one, but okay.
Oh, seriously? Holy cow.
Thank you, Jonathan Dyer. This is another great question. I do not know what the MMP long-term plan is. I think they probably have one, but I don't know. Maybe we can get Brian on here and talk to him about that. So anyway, as the people that run these things kind of tend to age out, that's a decision that has to get made. And I think we will not have time to talk about it this evening. So, because we are well out of time here. We're a couple minutes over. So, folks, it's been great. Hopefully everybody had fun. Dan, thank you for coming up with the stuff. And we'll see you all next week. I think we don't have a guest lined up for next week, but the week after that we do. And it's a very exciting guest. So stay tuned. And hopefully.
Ardy, I emailed Ty Bomba, and he's still to get in touch with me.
Ty, if you're watching the show, get back in touch with Dan. We want to have you on. So, all right, folks. Hopefully everybody had fun. Everybody have a great rest of the night, and we will all see you again soon.